Welcome back to 812. Today we are going to take a look at definitions and attributes, and rather than continuing to develop the literature review or gathering the data and analyzing it, we are going to dig in and start actually doing some of the work towards a concept analysis. So what is a definition? For a concept analysis, the definition can be defined as something that you are going to develop that helps distinguish or make this concept unique. We want to distinguish it from other concepts and make sure that it has a clear meaning. And it also needs to include those characteristics or attributes that give it a precise understanding. And that means that there can be a long list of attributes that characterize the definition or the concept. So these attributes are sometimes referred to as critical attributes or critical characteristics or defining characteristics. So that means that they have to be major. They can't be like peripheral to the concept, and that they need to have some criterion that makes the phenomenon unique. And the importance of this is emphasized in Walker and Avant, where they talk about that this is really the key, the determining the attributes is really key. Now, I think sometimes it's hard to understand the distinction between what the definition is and what the attributes are. So we're going to take a look at a student example from a previous class. So if we have reviewed the literature, and this example is looking at definitions regarding episodic memory, and there are three different definitions that a student found when she was doing a concept analysis paper for teaching and learning concepts class. And these are three that come from the literature defining episodic memory. Now, one of those you might find is complete, or you feel has all the major characteristics or the essence of the definition, so that you could just choose to use that definition. But in this instance, the student took her own experiences and those that she found, the definitions that she found in the literature, and created the definition that starts here with the episodic memory part. And then she divided those, or took those really from the attributes that she had located in about 5 different articles that she had found. And these attributes then are using somewhat the same language that's in the definition, but the attributes are many times a compilation or a list or a cluster of items that make it unique for this concept. And in this instance, it talked about storage of experiences and long-term memory, making associations with past events or things that had gone on in a person's life, and then being able to recall those and use them in building new knowledge. So that's an example that this student had from both the definition in the previous slides to this list of attributes. Now, one of the important things is that these need to be congruent, or they need to be pretty much the same kinds of language in both the list of attributes that you have, but also then in making it a clear and concise definition. So in this instance, these arrows show where they are linked together, or that they are able to distinguish the term from other terms. Now, in some instances, you will have a long list of attributes. Let's say you have 12 attributes. Well, that's hard for a person to actually understand if they're looking at a long list, and so it can be helpful for you to categorize them or put them in to small lists that have some term that links them in a cluster, so that if you have more than 4 attributes, you might want to categorize them so that you can use those categories in your definition and not have to have all 12 of those listed in the definition. So in this instance, let's say that the attributes under the process of storing in long-term memory, the process would maybe have 6 steps in itself. So rather than having all of those 6 steps listed in the definition or part of that, that would be very cumbersome. It can be important that those are listed then under the attribute of episodic memory stored in the brain or something like that. So that you want to make it meaningful for the person that is trying to understand what you are sharing with them. So you're really synthesizing the literature in coming up with the definition. You're either selecting it or actually synthesizing the number of definitions that you have. And in this instance, she had synthesized it from a dictionary definition and some then experts in the field, and then had this list of attributes and then made it into a very smooth and clear definition. So as you move forward with your concept analysis, just think about having a definition that is meaningful, and don't be afraid to develop your own. The attributes can guide you, and categorization can make that in more organized format for you to share with others. So hopefully the definition will flow. You'll have an opportunity to work on it a couple of different times. And as you get into other literature and read more, you'll find that you'll be revising it and adding and deleting things and organizing it to help us all understand it better in the future. I wish you well. Goodbye.